Slow Streets, San Francisco. This is Dylan with Bike to Everything, and I'm riding 5 slow streets today. This is the first one, 20th Street in the Mission, Lane Street in Bayview, Somerset Street in Portola neighborhood, Chenery Street in Glen Park, and Sanchez St in Noe Valley. I did all of these in one ride in one evening, so we can kind of see the comparison between them. But at the beginning of my ride, it was a little earlier in the evening, of course, so maybe 6 p.m. I started, and by the end it was closer to 8 p.m. So I'm not sure if the time difference affected how many people are out. As you can see on 20th Street, it's pretty devoid of people utilizing this. Look here, there's like a sign with sandbags that got blown away or pushed down or isn't even here. Seems like the 20th Street, Slow Street, isn't being well utilized. So for those of you who don't know, Slow Streets is San Francisco's response to the COVID-19 pandemic and trying to create more space for people to recreate outside safely with the 6 feet of social distancing. So they've taken some low traffic residential streets and turned them into places where through traffic is not a goal of these streets. So they put up these signs saying road closed and people can walk and bike in the street freely. I really like this concept, and I've been thinking something like this should have been implemented ages ago, where you have one street that's for pedestrians and bikes, and then you have another street that's for the more faster moving cars. So now we have these streets that you can kind of bike and walk on and feel safe. As you can see here on Sanchez Street, neighbors are taking it into their own hands and making it a slow street. You see these cones here in the middle of the road. I'm not even sure those are placed by the SFMTA or if they're placed by neighbors trying to add more slowness to the street and create this vibe they want. It is kind of cool when a lot of people are congregating and it has a block party vibe. If a car does come on the street, which they're still allowed kind of to go to your driveway or to park, then they know that this is a people first street and they have to drive slowly. All that being said, there are some problems with the slow streets. First of all, they were implemented very quickly without enough community engagement. So perhaps some neighborhoods don't really want the slow streets to be implemented as such. The Black Lives Matter movement has made that clear that the streets are not a neutral place and there needs to be more work done to make sure that it's a safe and equitable environment on these slow streets. Here's an example on Lane Street in Bayview. The sign that's supposed to be here blocking traffic is over here to the side. Someone has moved it because it seems like they don't want this to be a slow street. There could be many reasons why, including people not even knowing about what a slow street is. They may not even know this is a place where they should be able to walk around safely. So staying on Lane Street, we can assume that this is why no one is out here on the street using it. There's no pedestrians or bicycles other than myself. And if people don't want it, people won't use it, and then the drivers will ignore the signage and use it as a through street anyway, because no one's here, no one's using it, they wouldn't use it, etc., etc. Now here in Portola neighborhood, you don't have people utilizing this street either, but this is also just a very calm neighborhood, it seems like there's usually no cars on this street. So I'm not really sure if people aren't here because they don't want to be out here, or if people aren't here just because maybe they have plenty of other space here. I think there's a park nearby. Perhaps that street in Bayview is a commonly used street for vehicles anyway, and they couldn't really find a neighborhood street that they wanted to make a slow street. Coming back over here to 20th Street in the Mission, where we started, there's one last issue, is the upkeep of these signs. See, they're all falling off a little bit. A lot of the signs have maybe even been pushed away from natural events. And a lot of intersections don't have any signs. See, this one, if you were turning onto 20th Street, you might not even know that it's a slow street. Like, they didn't even have a cone in the middle of the road. SFMTA has said this is because of a shortage of stuff due to COVID and other things. So hopefully this can just be fixed with time. Overall, I'm really excited about the Slow Streets program and what it can mean for the future of a bike-friendly city. Hopefully, this is well received by most neighborhoods, and it becomes a permanent staple of happy cities where we can have people-focused streets and we can have other streets for the traffic that needs to move people around a little faster, further, or with more accessibility. Here's to more slow streets in San Francisco and around the world. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and let me know if you have any other questions, comments, or videos you want to see. And don't forget to check out biketoeverything.com for other bike commuting tips and tricks.